Hello, everyone. This is our FAQ section of our curriculum overview. Again, Kelsey Fasiniak joined with Matt Grigas and Bill Myers. So Bill, some of the questions that we did receive, and Matt, some of the questions that we did receive, I'll just direct them toward each of you so that you're able to answer for us. Bill, when will schedules come out?
Great, thank you. So we send out 3 different schedules throughout our kind of spring and summertime. The first schedule is going to come out March 4th. That is a preliminary schedule that has initial placements in the different classes solely based on the HSPT. We give that to parents just so they can start thinking about, what is the progression that the students will be in. On that schedule, there will be a couple of important links. One of the links that will be on there will be an opportunity for parents to request a different placement into either an honors or non-honors class for English, social studies, or biology. The second link that'll be on there that's important is if you desire a different placement in math and classical languages, there's also a sign up for proficiency tests. The second schedule we send out is in late June, early July. The reason we send out that schedule is because by that time it will reflect the proficiency testing results that are done in early June. Also, this is the time when our online bookstore opens. So the parents can use that schedule to go and buy those books with confidence. And then the final schedule, which is sent out in late July, has the traditional information that a schedule would have on it. So it has not only the course name, it's going to have the teacher name, the period of the day it happens in, and the room number. So that's a schedule that's obviously very useful and the kid getting from point A to point B through their day. So 3 schedules: March, late June, and then early or late July.
Thanks, Bill. Matt, what type of iPad is needed at Bennett Academy?
It's a great question. One of the things that we ask parents to consider is when you are purchasing an iPad for your son or daughter, because it will be your property, it'll be an iPad that you own. Think about the longevity of that technology in that your son or daughter will be using that iPad for all 4 years here at Bennett Academy. So getting an iPad that's 2 or 3 years old as a model might seem like a great value today, but that means that by the time your son or daughter is using that iPad as a senior, you're looking at a 7-year-old device, which can sometimes impact things in regards to battery life or just necessary equipment in terms of like the chipset for Apple updates as they continue. Again, we're not going to be asking you to get the high-end Rolls Royce of an iPad, but we will be sending out with our College Prep Tech sign-up link, which will be going out sometime in the middle to end of March. We'll be sending out a minimum tech specs sheet in terms of what we would encourage you to purchase for your son or daughter.
Thank you. Bill, is there a way for my son or daughter to check their grades? Something kind of like school speak?
Yes, the school currently uses something called Plus Portals. Plus Portals is an online secure way that both students and parents can actually log in and not just see grades, they can see school announcements. For example, our dean's office releases the daily announcements every day and publishes that on School Speak. Also, they can see assignments that are upcoming, major tests and quizzes and things like that. So grades are visible on Plus Portals, but are so other information. Also, I should mention the family directory is on Plus Portals. So a bunch of information that families find useful is locked behind password in Plus Portals.
Thanks, Bill. Matt, how will we know transportation with the bus routes?
Sure. So signups for busing will go out in April. District 202 and 203 routes are determined by those that sign up. So once we've kind of got those, the schedules will be sent out sometime in midsummer. So look for that sign up to go out from the dean's office. They will handle all things transportation. But again, that will go out sometime in April. And then from there, we'll be letting families know about transportation in midsummer.
Excellent. Thank you. Bill, can my child switch mid-year between honors and college prep?
Great question. So we try to discourage any type of switching of sections between honors and non-honors only because we try to balance all sections so that at the beginning of the school year, everyone has about 25 or 26 students per class. And obviously there's not a lot of extra space for kids to be switching after those placements are made. The other good news is that we found that based on this year's experience, there was very little need to switch into a different section. Most students were very successful in the session they're placed and therefore didn't feel the need to flip into a non-honors class or honors class, vice versa. So we had probably we did probably about 4 or 5 make a switch between the different levels, but it's actually pretty rare. And we want students to try to stick it out in the section they're placed, but of course, they can always talk to their counselor if they feel like they need to be moved.
Thank you. Matt, verification of acceptance form. When is it due and what else is due with it?
Sure. So the verification of acceptance form asks parents, it takes about 5 minutes to complete. It asks a couple questions about, obviously, is your son or daughter going to be attending Bennett Academy? And if so, some demographic information along with silent homeroom or regular homeroom, along with, are they going to be involved in fine arts? So are they going to be taking an orchestra or a choir or a band class? And then obviously a selection of a classical/world language. So we use all of those things to build a preliminary schedule that we can provide each family. The plan is to send those preliminary schedules out on Friday, March 4th. But in order to be able to send a preliminary schedule, we need families to complete that verification form. In between submitting the verification form and building the schedule, it takes a little bit of time to be able to manage all the data fields that you input. So what we're asking is that families that want to receive that preliminary schedule on March 4th, we need you to complete that verification form by March 1, which is next week on Tuesday.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Bill, is there a grammar summer camp this year?
Great. Last year we did offer a grammar summer camp. This year we are still searching for an instructor. So right now it's TBD. The school will actually try to find one, a teacher who's qualified to teach it. And that is typically offered in late July. I do want to say though, students, even though there is a reputation that you need to know a lot of grammar coming into Bennett Academy, that's not necessarily true. Students who see their teachers for a little bit extra help at the beginning often learn just everything they need and they'll do just fine. So grammar camp is not a need on any level. We are looking to offer just to make students feel better. But again, if you don't, attend the grammar camp, you'll be fine.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Matt, summertime camps and dates for sports and educational camps. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So there is a website that we've linked to in our digital admissions packet. It's literally titled Bennett Camps. But that website itself is going to be a treasure trove of information for all the summer camps that are happening, both fine arts related in terms of like a theater camp in the summer or academic camps such as engineering camp or robotics camp, and then all of our sports camps that happen as well. Our coaches are currently in the process of managing that schedule, looking at our facilities to make sure that they can appropriately house each of those activities. So that information should be updated in the coming 2 weeks if it's not already there. In terms of looking at those camps, if you have any questions, the contact information for each individual coach can be found on the website, along with all of the contact information that's been provided through the athletics department under the athletics and activities section of the digital admissions packet. So you can reach coaches via the email address that they've listed. And if you have any questions, you can contact Scott Lawler. He's our athletic director to be able to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you.